All right, man. So y'all said y'all want to get into this poly talk, so let's do it. First thing I want to say is you poly ain't ready. Second thing I want to say is I already said this first, but I just want to say it again since this is pretty much video number one. I'm speaking to believers in Christ. If you're not a believer in Christ, you're bound to disagree with me. Do that in your own space, in your own time. You feel me? Because I'm going to take us back to that book every single time. If I find it in that book, if you're disagreeing with that book, you're wasting your time disagreeing with me if I'm going off that book. So that's first things first. My advice is going to be based on that book. Second thing that I want to say is don't do it. I teeter-tottered on telling people not to do it. I was talking to my homegirl about it. I was like, poly isn't exclusively listed as one of the sins or one of the abominations. You know what I'm saying? Granted, God did create Adam and Eve, so that is his perfect design as far as union goes. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, people may try to argue with me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's still not called a sin. You know what I'm saying? It's still not called an abomination. So I wasn't sure if I should tell y'all not to do it. And my friend was like, no, you should, because he had a perfect divine design for it. And even Jesus in the New Testament does say, one man, one woman. That's the perfect design for things. And then I thought to myself, would I tell somebody that pedophilia is okay just because it's not explicitly listed as a sin or an abomination? You know what I'm saying? And many of the other things that we do nowadays, you can't necessarily, find like don't smoke weed in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But what does it do to you? How do you ultimately feel? What do you end up getting done? How do you end up stewarding your finances? You know what I'm saying? Stewarding your time. What is the fruit of a person who spends a large portion of their day or their week or a large portion of their finances investing in marijuana? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. What is the fruit of what you're investing your time and your money into? You know what I'm saying? Your stewardship. What's the fruit of your stewardship? You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to confidently say just don't do it, because there's also no way to do it without a bit of a foundation of sin. That man can't be married to both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? He's only married to one of y'all. And in most cases of polygamy, which was my case of polygamy, he wasn't married to either of us. We was both sitting out here being frivolous with our sexual energy, not giving a darn what the Bible had to say. You know what I'm saying? Smoking ourselves into oblivion, adding to it. You know what I'm saying? A little mushroom every once in a while. That wasn't me. That was her. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just saying it just to take full accountability for the situation itself. You know what I'm saying? So much of what we were doing was sinful. So much of what we were doing is explicitly listed in the Bible, and that's why we dealt with the turmoil that we dealt with. So yeah, polygamy isn't a sin per the Bible, but there is never any positive fruit of polygamy, and polygamy usually is built on a foundation that has sin in it. So that's first thing I want to say is don't do it. Sin kick me in the behind trying to do this junk. You know what I'm saying? The what you plant is what you reap. What you sow is what you reap. I say don't do it, baby.